It's very strange having to use foundation. So I put just a little bit. Just put one pump or two. Get your heart rate up. Get your heart rate up right now. Get your heart rate up. Let me see your heart race. I don't know what you needed last night. Good morning. Good morning. It's 5 in the morning. And we are trying to schminkerize ourselves this morning. But it's gonna work. I have 2 meetings today. That's why I'm going a little bit overboard today. I have a meeting with a school, my school for studying medicine. Oh shoot, I forgot to put my towel over my shirt. Will get dirty. God damn it. My shirt will get dirty. We forgot that part. My bad. My bad. My bad. My bad. My bad. Forgot that part. Alright. I'm hoping you guys are having a nice little morning, scrolling through the internet, meeting random people that you've never. Yeah, who's this girl? You know how it is when you're scrolling on the internet and then you just bump into the video, you're like, well, how did I land here? I was checking food recipes. How am I here? The internet just be throwing you everywhere and anywhere. Anyway, it doesn't matter. Okay, now we do the tom tom tom. Good morning. Good morning. Getting ready for work. Have a few minutes. Hopefully, I don't get too late. Literally painting your face. Like literally painting your face. The things we do. Like I'm literally painting my face. I'm putting color. Think about it. Literally painting my face. Again, let's do that. Let's wake up one day, paint our face. But what I noticed yesterday was after I did my makeup, I did not let it sit a little bit to like let it settle. I was being too quick with adding on the next product. It's very difficult for me to find a shade in my color. I have one though, this one by the Lip Bar. So if you're in America, get me one of these. It's in the shade Almond Joy. Get it for your girl. I really like it. That's the only color that I found that actually matches my skin. I have been looking for anybody with my skin color or my skin type / color, yes, actually. And then I can go off of them, what they use, but I'm yet to find somebody who's like matches me. And I know it cannot be the only one with this skin color. Like, that's ridiculous. Yesterday, I added a rather bright color on my lips. And I didn't quite think it fit the my makeup. So let's try today. There's this one that I found from Rival. I don't know where Rival is made from actually. It's around. Okay, let's try it. I think this is better. I like this one. It's number 1. It's a lip stain. And I really like it. There's 2 that I actually am fancying very much. I think this is definitely my summer color. And then in winter, I always like to go with the one from Sephora, number 94. That is like a raspberry. My favorite red that I am yet to find, good morning, guten Morgen alle, is the Ruby Woo from MAC. Like that is a perfect blue for me. But anyway, here we are. This is what I was saying the other day, like this under eye. The under eye is not under eyeing, unfortunately for me. I'm getting all these creases. So either I'm putting on way too much or I don't know. I don't know what to do. I need an expert. But the thing is, the last time I went to get my face, whatever, it was from, I think it was in Sephora, and they did not match me at all. They did not match my skin at all. Use a vitamin C mask. Yesterday I was on the internet and I was looking at these stories. Like, I do enjoy a nice, good debate. I enjoy hearing other people's thoughts and opinions on subjects. But I get so drained when a conversation stays stagnant and very shallow, especially from people who one might expect to have already developed their frontal lobes and they think critically and stuff like that. But it was just so disappointing yesterday. Oh dear. Is there something in my eye? I hope not. Anyway, yeah, as I was saying, so like I am scrolling through the internet. What is this? I'm scrolling through the internet yesterday and there's this topic. Yeah, they started well. It's a topic about, as one usually discusses in this 2026, men versus women. And I was listening to this Zambian podcast, and this man goes, yeah, automatically. It was just about, okay, the state of affairs, what we should do better, how we can relate to each other better. It was into attack mode. I'm like, guys, are we not tired? Like, can we just not talk about women's privates? Like, can we talk about the topic actually? And then one guy got offended when I was I was on it. I joined the live. Fine, I joined the live to just troll. And he was like, they were talking. Then they changed the topic and they went to the topic of body count. They're like, oh yeah, a woman who's got. If I'm walking into a woman's apartment, and this woman already has everything in her house. If she has everything in her house, then it means that, there's probably a man who has been giving her money and stuff like that. So I said, why is it that you've entered this house, you've entered this woman's house, and the first thought, you're very beautiful, meet me at the chapel at 9, definitely. Wherever that is. Good morning. And then they're like, I asked them, I said, okay, you walk into a house. You know this woman is working. You know this woman is working. Why is the first thought in your brain a man's privates? And I'm like, no, I'm not thinking about a man's privates. I'm like, you actually are, actually. You definitely are, because the first thing you saw when you entered that house wasn't, oh, this is a well put together woman. This is a woman who takes responsibility. Is responsible. She knows what she needs in her home. She's bought the things that are needed in a house, for a house to function. The first thought that got into your head was men. You thought men. You did. Why? Why are you? Then they got offended. They got offended. Good morning, everybody. They got offended. They were like, how could you say such a thing? It's not about being gay. It's about knowing. I'm like, you've met this woman who has trusted you enough to bring her to your house. So I'll presume, if at least she's smart, that she's not taking you to her house on the first date, because now you know where she lives. But they were very offended. They were like, how could you be saying such a thing? I'm like, yeah, but it's the truth. You're not seeing for everything else. Just the conversation prior was, oh, women are gold diggers. They want blah, blah, blah. But then you've met this woman. She's working. She has her own money. And the first thing thought in your head is, how many penises have been in this? Like, you're thinking about dick, really. So it just tells me that you like thinking about other men's privates. Oh, they got offended. Of course, they dropped me because... And then, of course, the conversation turned back to bashing women's privates, that every woman has been with a certain amount of men. Then her gets... So I went, of course, because I was drunk, but I was busy in the comment section. I was like, okay, so if you're saying that a woman who's been with, say, 10, 20 men is got a looser vagina, as you purport to say, if I'm with the same person because it's the same action that's happening, why isn't it getting looser? Since you're saying it's an elastic, and at some point something loses its elasticity. So what happens then? They're like, no, that's different. That's different. So I said, okay, if I were to have 10 men who have the same size, and I'm enjoying my time with all of them, you'd still say to me that, they'll be like, yeah, no, that's different, because then now you're just becoming an SW. do not appreciate having conversations. So I just stopped at this point. I was like, okay, even the trolling for me got boring because they were not smart enough to see what I was trying to get at. But it's such a shame to know that there are actually people who believe that. Yeah, actually men who, and women who believe that. Shame, really. But that's just 2026, and some people just want to be ignorant. Setting spray. What's the time? All right, 10 more minutes. Today I woke up very early. I woke up at 4. Okay, that's not early for me. I usually wake up at 3. But I woke up early to, I don't know, I've been going to bed. I'm just so demotivated these few days to like do anything around the house. Unless, of course, it's in the kitchen and the bathrooms. Those I do, but I'm just so bored. Do you like conversation like that? I do like interesting conversations. My on body count, I think it's useless. I don't think any grown woman or man should care about that. Because if you do, then you'll never truly be happy, I think. Of course, to every general rule, there are exceptions. If the person that you're dating has been careless, very free with their body, for me, it raises the question of, have you been safe with all 372 people? Because at one point, then you're not safe, because we all know, like, even condoms and contraception, they do not protect you from certain diseases. So again, I'm going to be hypocritical and be like, personally, I wouldn't like to be with anybody who's been with people above the number of 30. So hopefully my partner lies to me about his number, because above 30 and you're a certain age, I'm looking at you a certain way. I am judging you. That is hypocrisy. That is selective ignorance on my part. That is me being a hypocrite after saying body count doesn't really matter, because I think to a certain number, for me, I cannot be with somebody who's been with more than 30 people, especially when they're not yet 60. Okay? Because why are you 25 with over 30? If you're 60, of course, because then they're like, okay, the years. I don't know. Again, me being hypocritical. But the first thing that I think of when I meet somebody is not how many people did they sleep with. It's, this person is very beautiful to look at. This person is very handsome to look at. You know what I mean? Like, it's never, oh, how many privates have you been in or seen or been on top of, or whatever, or under, whatever the case may be. So I really don't think it's even a topic that should be raised. I don't think it's a topic that should be asked if you're very confident in yourself. So I have never asked that, actually. I've never asked that. I never got the need to ask it, because it's my time now. And when it's not my time anymore, I'm going to cry it out and move it along, as one should. Because you don't owe anybody anything. You can only be where you want to be at a certain point, So that's my thoughts. But the topic in itself is very interesting. A man or a woman who puts too much emphasis on how many people you've slept with, I think it's also very borderline, kind of an emotional abuse tactic, because then why are you asking such things? And very constantly, It's like it's something that is there. You have to know. And then what? What then if you know, James? What happens now if you know, Mary? Then what? Well, I'm going to look at you differently. Then this is not where you need to be. So for me, if my partner told me, okay, like I've said, I've given a number again, and they said, okay, I had 35 people that I shared myself with. You see, again, here I am. I don't honestly let me not lie, I don't think it would affect me. Like, are you faithful? Were you just like in a sex dungeon in New York? Like, what were you doing? I don't know. I don't know. But I don't think it's important. I still would be with you, especially if you told me later when I'm already, in love with you. I wouldn't care then. Like, okay, whatever. You were a whore. Good. My turn. But I don't think it should be something that stops you from actually getting to know a person and being in love with a person. It's not important, you know? It's different if the person is still living that life and, they're still exploring, as one might say, who watches Love Island. They're still, out there. That is different. However, I honestly don't think it's that important. I don't think it's important. Because you have to give the person a chance to prove themselves. You have to give the person a chance to show that they're nothing, like they're not trustworthy. Because if you keep canceling out anybody just because they have a past that you do not agree with, you become miserable. Can you hear the birds chirping? And sometimes they get so loud, yelling at themselves. Who even say that birds sing, by the way? I think the concern is deliberate. I think we have biological predisposition to be concerned about promiscuity. I agree. I agree. Because again, you see, like I said, like you look at it differently. You're like, were you safe, or like, why do you not think that this is something that you should just share with people that you actually want? Like, there's so many questions. There's so many. Again, I don't want to disagree with you because I see where you're coming from, and I'm not going to be one to deny. Like in this society, I mean, nowadays, of course, everything is kind of chilling a little bit, but I don't know. I just don't think it should stop you from getting to know someone. And that is not something you should really be concerned about, especially if now you are in a relationship with this particular person. I think you should then get to know them for them, you know? But you're absolutely, that is something I should do. Thank you for asking me this. I'm going to sit down with myself and ask myself truly what I think about this topic. Because I think I'm being wishy-washy with my answers. I don't think I'm being I think I have to think about it. For me, I wouldn't mind, but I don't know. There are research papers on it. Could you give me a citation? Like, where can I mean, of course, I'm going to look at it once I'm back from work. Oh, shoot. Oh, I have to go. God damn it. This was such a great topic. Thank you for asking me. Thank you for... Now I'm really thinking about it. Am I really somebody who truly doesn't care about body count? Wow. Because I've heard myself. I've heard my own answers. They're a bit, not very concrete. Because I noticed myself, even in the answer that I gave you, was also kind of rooted in the shame of sex. Oh dear. Am I a problem? Oh no. Thank you. Thank you for this topic. I will think about it, and then I'll come back later in the afternoon or evening and thank you. All right, I really need to go. What do I need? What else do I need? I have everything. Not quite. This is what we're looking for. And eventually to seal off this stuff on our face with a fixing spray. Primer and fixing spray. Thank you very much for the topic. Thank you. Catch you later.